Chapter 4. The day of the wedding ceremony dawned bright and clear, spilling golden light across the colorfully decorated city. Cloudstone, the new name of the city Thorn had built underneath the soaring palace, was filled with people, all getting ready for the day's festivities. It had taken considerable discussion to determine how to handle the two cities, but eventually a compromise was reached, and the different guilds and groups had settled on a relatively simple structure. Cloudstone, and the soaring palace above it, would be treated as a single city, but divided into two sections. Cloudstone would be the staging ground for the people who would be adventuring in Verdant, trying to raise their levels. It would also be where the merchants would set up and goods would be traded. Already, there were enterprising players who were starting to look at growing food at scale in the lowlands beyond the mountains, and others who wanted to explore and try to find new resources the city would need. Every single person who had ascended had been in the top few % of players in Nova Terra, and they were eager to reclaim their positions in this new world. Above Cloudstone was the soaring palace, renamed to its original title by Thorn. Its situation was a bit more fraught than the city below, since the space on the island was limited, and many people had a sense of ownership of the buildings that existed on it. The citizens who had lived in the capital had been moved to a copy of the city created by the Stone King, so the only people who came with it were those players who were ready to ascend. Still, when they began discussing its use, things got heated quickly. The guilds that had space already didn't want to give it up, and the groups that didn't wanted to claim some for themselves. Eventually, out of exasperation, Athena played her strongest card, calling Thorn in to settle the fight. Once he was up to speed on the situation and had heard out each side, he solved the problem by informing everyone in no uncertain terms that the island was his, and his alone, and he would be happy to lease the existing buildings to them for limited